Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reacting to otherworldly switch ups. Now, if you don't already know by the title, this is going to be talking about crazy switch up moments in media history. So let's just get straight into it.
Switch ups.
We was on your side. I was never with that nigga in the first place.
Sliming out your homeboy after getting that first check from Walmart. Hey, $105 in an 80-hour work week. Getting money, brother. I'm hustling. Feeling like Franklin Saint. I'm sorry, homie, you gotta go. Switching up is definitely one of the most interesting things to happen. Cause that stuff just be happening, bruh. And most of the time, it be pretty predictable. But of course, you was blinded by your liking towards that whole ad trader. I'm not victim blaming here, dog. You know, I've been somewhat switched up on myself, but now I'm the switcher and I switch down my day ones for y'all views in return. Everyone I meet is
So real.
stone to my final goal of world domination.
Oh, nah,
That's
he
like the final entry
on
in the
some
video.
otherworldly
But
shit.
yes, this video is about people who switched up for one thing or another. And to be real, this is the first video where I'm just looking at everyone here and I can't give any reason for their actions. Maybe the first guy, but everyone else here is a slut, bro. The first man is pretty recent. We're talking about Nolan Grayson, aka Omni-Man. Can't have a list of switch ups without this man on it because this is still one of the craziest twist in recent TV history. We learned early on what Omni-Man was about, and it was devious work. Dude really pulled in all of his coworkers off the clock just to solo them and pack them up. Viltrumites don't play. Oh snap, wait, hold on.
Whatsoever.
Maybe Immortal got him, maybe Immortal got him. I'm playing. We all know the Immortal is booty. It was so bad at first because Omni-Man looked super unstoppable, but bro just eventually went away and has stayed away up to this point. Before he did that, he was moving so devious. Mark told him he has gotten his powers, and just look at this man's face, bro.
Guess who's finally getting his powers?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. Threw a trash bag into space at work.
You just know you're ready to do whatever it takes to live out the Viltrum Empire's dream, bruh. And as soon as he found out that Mark wasn't on that timing, he didn't hesitate to beat the brakes off of that boy. His own son. Omni-Man found out his son didn't want to take over the world, and he was in denial like Ice Cube in that new World of Worlds movie.
It's you! It's you!
Yeah.
But I heard this Ice Cube movie was so fucking ass.
How could you, man? How could you?
Movie trash, by the way. I haven't even seen it yet, but the clips are enough. This movie's a 2-pack of buns. Just imagine your dad beating you up, because you're not an evil dude, bro. If this was me and my dad, man. I don't know, I'm probably getting folded too. But Omni-Man is slowly getting a redemption arc. So like I said, he the only one here I can kinda let slide. Cause this whole empire plan was all he was taught growing up on Viltrum. It's their customs and culture. A dude who wasn't raised on this timing, however, is Anakin Skywalker. Recently my friend was telling me to try Star Wars again. Cause he's a huge fan, but I'm not. I mess with the Force Unleashed too though. And I haven't really seen Star Wars since I was a kid. So I decided to retry as an adult, but watch them in chronological order. So I recently finished the prequel series. Ain't no way, boy. I don't know how people look at Anakin with the idea that he's like misunderstood or something. Nah, bro, this nigga is just wrong. So let me get this straight. Jin found Anakin in episode 1 and realized how special and unique the kid was. So he made a way to free him from slavery in order to trade him into becoming a Jedi, because he has potential to become the best of all and end all of that Sith stuff. Jin dies though, so that leaves his apprentice Obi-Wan Kenobi to train Anakin. And this and that happens, yada yada. Anakin murks Dooku, but still isn't deemed a Jedi Master. I'm gonna be real for a second. I do think these guys were aiding a bit, but I also think they were being extra cautious. But that's not even the key reason he switched up, bro. He was super afraid of losing Padme, because before the worst of the worst happened, he had dreams of her dying, similar to the nightmares he had of his mother before she died herself, which is just sad. And Palpatine peeped this and kept telling him he the only one with power to stop her from dying.
Oh my god.
Which he didn't even do. Like, the woman is long gone now, so that nigga lied. And even before that happened, bro, the way Palpatine just speaks is wrong. Obi and Anakin was saving him from Dooku, and that nigga was in bondage talking about some, yeah, nigga, kill him. Like, bro, Palpatine being evil was super predictable. And it was clear that he was manipulating Anakin. So like, Anakin, you low-key an idiot. But then again, Natalie Portman,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But dang, bro, I don't even know if she's worth killing Lil Jits over. Like, you could have at least spared them squirts, bro. Lil bro saw that lightsaber and flinched.
Too many of them. What are we going to do?
Oh no, bro did all of this just to end up choking his wife himself. Anakin
Yeah,
was
that's
dick
so
tripping, dog.
backwards.
It's so sad that Obi just could not talk any sense into his little bro. But going from one brother-like dynamic to another, we got that switch up Harry did to Peter. After his fight with the Green Goblin, Harry grew a hate for Spider-Man. And then when he found out that Spider-Man was Peter, that hate amplified. And you want to know why it got personal? It wasn't because in his head, his friend murked his dad. That's not everything. That's not it. There's more. I believe it was over that hoe, Mary Jane.
100%.
Mary Jane is the
She was
main
moving
source of
crazy.
the problems that be happening in the Sam Raimi movies, bro. Being a hoe can cause citywide destruction. Man, forget about Harry for real. He switched up on Peter, but to be fair, it was low-key mutual. Because Peter, why are you dating your homie's ex? That's some questionable stuff.
Yeah, that's
But
very
Mary Jane
questionable.
switched up in every movie. In Spider-Man 1, she broke up with Flash Thompson at graduation. And in the same movie, she started dating Harry, but ended up leaving him and confessed her love for Peter at Norman Osborn's funeral.
Oh, oh my God. You gonna break up with me and date my best man's at my dad's funeral? Yeah. This is a reasonable switch up right here. I'm not gonna lie. He gonna have to get slimed out.
Who does that? Then in Spider-Man 2, she's dating this astronaut nigga, but leaves him at the altar before the movie ends. Like she pulled up on Peter in a wedding dress, trying to say she wanna make things work.
What the fuck is
Why
this?
would you wait until
Yeah, see, like you just gotta get away from women like this. I'm not gonna lie. This is insane. You was literally about to get married, and now you wanna come over here?
your
Nah.
wedding date to do this, bro? Cloud, we talking about evil light skins. Man, what about the devilish redhead? Mary Jane solos all them light skins. She might be the worst woman of all time. And we not even
Nah,
done
for
yet.
real.
She breaks up with Peter a bajillion more times, ended up at Harry's, and hooked up with him again. I don't mean to thought shame, bruh, but when you move like this, be self-aware. Don't be
Please.
talking smack to Peter like he ain't good enough and acting like you the prize. He's Spider-Man. You a Bob. Sang Woo from Squid Game. I watched Squid Game 2 and 3 earlier this summer. Good seasons. I like the way it ended. It proves the intended message. Blah, blah, blah. But we taking it back to season 1. Because yes, there's traitors all throughout the series, but there is no other like how Sang Woo did that man Ali back in season 1, bro. Ali was
Bruh, this reasonable. It's Squid Games. At the end of the day, we playing for one life. One person gonna win. And I ain't gonna die. I tell you that. I need this money. Obviously, that's the reason I'm still here. I need this money. We can form an alliance, but any opportunity I have to get you going, I'm gonna get you going the quickest way possible.
very fond of Sang Woo. And bro thought he made a genuine homie in the games. But when it was time to play marbles, Ali was in a pickle because, well, he Indian, bro. He ain't grow up playing these Korean games. This the first time the nigga seen a marble. Sang Woo told that man that he had a plan to where they can both get out alive, and Ali trusted him.
Just
he
lying
followed the
to
plan.
him.
But the whole time, Sang Woo just robbed Ali of all his marbles, leaving him with none and actively eliminating him from the games. This one is horrible because from Ali's point of view, you know he had no suspicion of this even happening. Zero signs in that man's head. He got slimed out for marbles. Squid Games is crazy. One of the most forgotten about yet biggest traitors of all time is Greg Heffley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. As a kid, reading the book,
Is this even a switch up? Greg Helfrich was just like a bad friend in general. I'm not gonna lie. He was a very bad friend in general.
I would be like,
Yeah. Bro's motives make sense.
I'm sure every elementary and middle schooler would read these and agree with him most of the time. But as I grew up, it dawned to me just how much of a hoe this boy was. Funny enough, he's the second most selfish, conniving dickhead in this entire video. He has 0 bodies on his hit list, yet he's the second biggest traitor here. Make that make sense. But I say this solely because, one, everyone here so far isn't 100%
Bro,
selfish.
chill, bro.
Besides Mary Jane, and everyone else would do their crimes against worthy foes. You know, people that can hang with them and whatnot. Dude, Greg could be doing his switch ups on Rowley of all people. How
For
do you
no
have a chubby
reason.
little Justin Bieber fan with a bowl cut for Pete's sake? And two, this nigga Greg just arguably has the least morals out of this whole list. Greg was willing to
100%.
slime out each and every acquaintance he had, all for middle school levels of fame and motion. This boy alone.
I don't blame him though.
Greg tormented kindergartners and framed Rowley for it. Racked up charges on Rowley's dad Bill because he wanted smoothies at the country club. That's $260 worth of smoothies. That's gluttony spoken about in the holy word. Bro even faked having a job to throw off his dad.
Stop it.
How you slime your own
Pause.
pops? Because he wanted you to have real motion. Dude had the whole school acting like Chirag Gupta was invincible. This was his best rage bait moment, but let's be real. Greg is a racist. Why didn't he do this to a white kid?
You get your goddamn ass out of here.
Hashtag stop Indian hate. Worst thing is,
So real,
he
bro.
broke
So real.
Rowley's arm doing that unnecessary football tricycle thing, and he never even said sorry for it. He saw how the girls were signing Rowley's cast and went to get fake bandages so he can try to get the same attention. Bottom line is that Greg is totally hoeing any and everybody for whatever he wants. He's a pro switcher.
Absolutely.
That boy don't have an ounce of loyalty in his bones. And that's why Holly didn't want his weak self. Greg is dead for real, doo-doo head, bro.
That broken hand was the best thing that ever happened to you.
Nigga gonna break my hand and say that's the best thing that ever happened to you. See, Riley, he's too much of a nice guy. Cause that would have been the last time we ever hung out, talked. We would have been going separate ways after that.
Don't call me. Don't come by my house. We're done.
All right, guys, we've made it to the final entry. By far the worst man on this list. He's the
Talk to
reason
me.
why Greg is only second worst. The most powerful femboy twink in history. The leader of the Band of the Hawk. Femto, formerly known as Griffith.
Is this Berserk?
summer, I watched
I don't.
anime from
I haven't watched this.
1997, and it's great. I loved it. But man, Griffith is just... He's a hoe! He's one of the biggest hoes! First time we meet him, he's challenging Guts. And if he beats him, he joins his men. But if he doesn't, he gets to mind his business. And of course he beats Guts. So during this arc of the series, most of it's covering Guts' time with the Band of the Hawk under Griffith. And now he grows to be one of, if not the most cold and important member of that band. And Griffith's case is interesting because from the jump, you can clearly see that Guts is more of an accessory for his path to his final goal, which was to have his own kingdom. But Griffith started moving like a genuine friend to his band a lot. Like, dude was hanging in there for his supporters each and every step of the way. Bro even let medieval Diddy get at his cheeks so he can fund the Band of the Hawk.
What? Nah, I don't know about that one.
Griffith!
No, you cannot be serious.
He wanted to defy the typical path for commoners. So in a way, when you watching or reading this, it's like, this nigga not so bad. But there's definitely some things that foreshadow his downright evil side. Like how he was talking to Guts, saying he belongs to him and stuff. He talking to a
Ooh,
nigga
nah.
built like Miami LeBron James, like this. As a twink, by the way, Griffith is a very ballsy man. After some years and a lot of success with the Hawk, Guts eventually comes to terms and wants to not fight for another man, but for himself. Which is, that's real, that's real. Guts
So
never
real.
felt that. He was clutching up the entire arc. Without him, the Band of the Hawk would have been slimed out a long time ago. Griffith peeped this and was like,
Heck no, bro. You still mine. You better box me for it.
and Guts was like,
Alright.
and folded him and dipped. This whole situation is funny because Griffith said he respects those who follow their own dreams, but he pretty much crashed out after Guts moved on to follow his very own dreams, which just showed how much crap Griffith was
Nah, it's because he lost his favorite though.
full of. Like, how you mad at your homeboy wanting to go out on his own and find himself? Just a selfish nigga Griffith is. Then it escalates. After some time, Guts returns to help his friends because he heard that Casca, by the way, Casca, who was a part of the big three in the Band of the Hawk with Griffith and Guts, has like this romantic tension with Guts. Like, they crack. Like, they crush. They do that. Like, you know, they get it on. So that's very important. Keep that in mind. They have that. But yes, Guts returned to go save Griffith from captivity. And he's in there because he seduced Princess Charlotte and her pops wasn't having that. So yeah, they lock up Griffith and torture him for a fat minute. He was a twig and crippled, but bro,
Oh,
Guts
nah.
is a real homie. He pulled up to save him with the others when he really didn't have to. Keep in mind, he's not a member of the Hawk anymore, but he does this anyway because to him, that's his homeboy. That's what real friends
The
do.
W-Mans,
Griffith has
W-Mans.
grown extra mentally ill and desperate during this time, and for multiple reasons, he soon activates his Behelit, which was like this weird necklace piece he's been wearing for the entire series, and he does it during the eclipse, which puts him and the Band of the Hawk in this weird evil world. And in this moment, Griffith is shown how far away he is from his goal and how many bodies he has taken out so far to get where he is. And he gets his shortcut from these demon thing niggas, and that shortcut was to kill all his homies who have been helping him try to achieve this goal. He was that desperate to be a ruler, bro. One power can lead people into devious places. This entire scene was insane because everything leading up to this just makes it sadder. The Band of the Hawk were nearly like family. We meet side characters in the Band of the Hawk with their own motives and depth, just for all of them to be killed off by the sacrificial demons right here. I can't even explain it for real. If you've seen a Red Berserk, you know what I mean. And if you haven't, you would just have to do that to fully grasp how it was. This is truly heartbreaking stuff. But the worst part is that Griffith just didn't off Casca and Guts with the others. Guts is mad skilled, so he survives all the attacks. But the demons capture Casca and they don't offer, but they bring her to Griffith. And Gus is there to see it. And this evil nigga Griffith proceeds to do unspeakable acts to Casca, with Gus being held down by the demons in front of him to watch it. This man is disgusting.
Oh,
you know
no.
Gus' love for Casca was genuine, bro. He literally chopped off his own arm to free himself to try to still save her. I love Guts so much, bro. He don't deserve any of this. He's the only reason Griffith was even freed from the torture. And he decided to go this far against him. A switch up like no other. All this against Guts because Guts didn't let him own him like he was a pet. He's so ungrateful because even if Guts isn't with the Band of the Hawk anymore, he literally came back to save you when he heard the news that you were captured. He don't have to be in the band to have love and still affiliate himself with y'all, bro. It's clear he cares about y'all. Y'all his homies. All my homies hate Griffith. Guts all day. I need to start reading the manga though. Berserk is very good. And I apologize if my explanation of it was bad. I didn't want to go into depth because it's very, very layered. And I also want y'all to experience other key details of the story in this arc or even in the future for yourselves. But yes, Griffith is the biggest and worst switch up in fictional history. I think that is all for this video that was filled.
I'm not gonna lie, I never watched Berserk day in my life, and that's crazy. Switched up because he didn't want to be owned like a slave. Man, that's, oh my god. Man, let me know how y'all feeling down below in the comment section. I'll see y'all boys later. You don't own my soul. Get your hands off of me.